Yeah, it's actually a good thing you took it that way because let's be honest, that's exactly what it was. I finally get it now. I understand why it came across like bullying because it 100% was. I'm not saying she mapped it out like some villain in a movie, but the moment she pulled that stunt, her intention didn't even matter. The result? Total intimidation. A tacky flex with zero grace. What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this with someone who needs a laugh, and definitely drop your take in the comments. Because today, Oh yes, we're diving into the circus that is Tiffany, Miss Queen of Everything. In her own fantasy land. Let's talk about her events for a second. Sis acts like she's producing the next big music festival. But reality check, nobody shows up. Even when she miraculously books real celebrities for her so-called taste. Of Thornton, how many actually came? 7? Yep, just 7? And no, it wasn't some random crowd, they were carefully selected guests, personally invited. Probably begged, that's who came to catch the vibes. So when Tiffany hyped it like it was gonna be the Super Bowl of local events, it screamed pure delusion. It's like someone just ate 3 full plates, had dessert before the entree, and still hits the buffet like they're starving. That's Tiffany craving attention that reality simply won't feed. In her head, icon status. In real life, viral meme waiting to happen. Which explains why she was so sure she'd snag another win. But what actually happened? She got wiped, full-on defeat, a complete blowout. Her fantasy didn't just crash it. Exploded at the ballot box. Now let's unpack her latest drama. There's this dude in town, Darren Bosley, who throws a legit car show every year. People show up. The vibe is electric. Probably because Tiffany's never had her hands on it. So what does she do? She tries to cancel his event and redirect. The crowd to hers like, forget his show, come vibe with me. Her entire move? Steal the spotlight and act like it was hers all along. At this point, her main hustle might as well be hijacking. She doesn't create, she clings. Now, buckle up, because this next part, it's not just petty, it's flat out ridiculous. The South Suburban Car Show gets shut down. Why? Because someone drops massive concrete blocks at the park's entrance? Yep, actual barricades. Now the park district is pointing straight at Tiffany, calling it sabotage, and they're thinking about hitting her with a lawsuit. And honestly, they should. This wasn't immature, it was reckless. Bosley's been hosting this thing at Needles Park for 8 years without a single issue. This time around, he did everything right, paid the $1,000 permit fee, locked down the location, paperwork all sorted. Then out of nowhere, he gets a call from Tiffany's top aide. And come on, we all know who's behind the curtain. It's giving Kemal 24/7. Not saying he personally pulled the strings, but let's be real, if anyone was whispering, if you merge your event with hers, people will think they came for Tiffany. It was him. Any real leader would have hit Bosley up like, yo, your event is dope. Let's collab. But Tiffany? No, that's not her style. Real car shows have culture, they've got hype, they're authentic. Tiffany's events? Forced, awkward. That's why she's literally bribing people with flat-screen TVs just to get a crowd. And honestly, I'd show up too for the free TV and the comedy she calls leadership. So yeah, she tried to hijack his event. Told him if he moved it to her spot on Greenwood, everything would go smooth. And let's call it what it is, that was a threat. Because it was meant to sound like one. She wanted to force a merge, so she could stand front and center like she built the whole thing. Again, not saying she mapped it out as bullying, but when you look at her playbook, that's exactly what it was. Tiffany's been out here acting like she's running some underground empire. Like she's untouchable. Like she's calling shots from some throne that doesn't even exist anymore. And now, after all the chaos, she's probably ducked off in her parents' basement plotting her next flop. Matter of fact, where is Tiffany? What is Tiffany? Why is Tiffany? Because at this point, she's not a mayor. She's not a boss. She's not even a halfway decent party planner. She's just a storyline, a trending topic, a warning label. And somehow, she still doesn't see it. Saturday morning rolls around. Bosley shows up early to start setting up, like always. And what's waiting for him? Giant chunks of concrete. Not combs, not tape, not even a sign. Just straight up war zone energy. And if that wasn't enough, Dolton PD standing by ready to tow anything that so much as breathed near the lot. Like, is this a car show or a hostage crisis? At this point, it's bigger than cars, it's about power. The Park District, which isn't even under village control, is now caught in a full-on turf war. Why? Because Tiffany couldn't stand someone else getting the spotlight. And be honest, we all know who made the call. Picture it, 2 a.m., reflective vest on, directing traffic like she's building a new Pentagon. You know, she was out there talking crazy, probably like, drop one here so they know I mean business. Classic Tiffany. Park District President. Cleo Jones? He wasn't playing either, came out swinging. Said straight-up Mayor Henyard has zero jurisdiction over that property. None, and he didn't sugarcoat it, called it sabotage. Why? Because her house music event was literally down the block. Same time, same day. She couldn't let his show take the shine. She needed a fall guy. And Bosley's beloved, packed-out event? Bullseye. The worst part? It didn't even need to be like this. She could have picked a different date. Could have even teamed up and made it epic. But Tiffany doesn't do collaborate. Her whole vibe is dominate. And when that fails, she goes straight to sabotage. That's been her blueprint since day one. Not, let's build. Not, let's grow. But how can I block anyone that might shine brighter? And when she gets called out, here comes the deflection. They're just mad because I'm young, black, and a woman. Girl, please. This isn't about identity, it's about integrity. Bosley was just trying to put on a community event he's been running for years. Something people actually look forward to. Something that works and you shut it down for what? Ego, and no, this wasn't some scheduling mistake. Bosley locked in his date months ago. And what does Tiffany do? Books hers for the same day. No courtesy call, no, hey, let's chat. Just ghosted him and launched a sneak attack. And when that didn't work, she tried to guilt trip him into relocating. Move it? For what? Why would he append an entire event with vendors, contracts, and sponsors locked in just to boost your turnout after you tried to snake him? That logic is broken. It's like she's playing Monopoly with Uno cards. None of it adds up. And, those barricades? That wasn't random. That was deliberate. That was strategic. That was her turning a positive community moment into her personal chess match. And let me be real, that kind of power trip doesn't work anymore. People see through it. We're not naive. We're done staying quiet. And let's not forget, this isn't her first messy headline. Remember when she used public funds to organize that fake charity march to Springfield? Branded it as community service, but really it was a promo tour for herself. Fox 32 ate her up for that one. Imagine using taxpayer money to throw a parade in your own honor. That's not serving the people. That's con artistry. If I could say anything to Tiffany, tighten up. Because this chaos isn't power, it's pure recklessness. Real community leaders use their own time and energy to uplift people. You've been swinging wrecking balls just to keep the focus on yourself? For what? Internet clout? A headline? Try calling her out, though. She hits you with that same tired line, I care about the people. Sis, you couldn't even fake that properly. She said it once and couldn't hold eye contact. That's how empty it was. And what's even crazier, she had it made. Tiffany was pulling in nearly $400,000 a year. And instead of building, she turned that into a money machine for her, her man, and her squad. Sent $100,000 to Leotis. Turned it all into a family business. She had it.